Everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Market Update. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be asking Steve his take on the role of avatars in the metaverse. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer, information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. Yesterday was a huge day in the market to close out January. What do you make of that?
Well, good morning, Allison, and welcome everyone. Yes, I think it was another insane day in the market, which was very cool, right? So you have these 2 days. I'm showing you the TD Ameritrade ThinkPipes platform. 2 days off to the right here, we have these nice big green bars in the NASDAQ. We're talking over 2% moving up. So when you think of where we were in the market, we powered higher until this crazy thing called 2022 hit, and then basically sold off hard. A couple days of congestion, and now that last 2 days of January kind of marked the move higher. So I'm very optimistic on where we go from here.
The futures are up this morning, and today would mark a 3-up pattern if the markets stay in the green. Can you explain why this is so important?
Well, sure. And that's a great question, because when you remember, we talked about the RSI and the MACD, which are kind of advanced technological technical indicators, if you will. But those are down here at the bottom, and those were 2 days ago. They were at the lowest they had been. This is a whole year there at the bottom of this chart that we're looking at, and the lowest they had been in a year for both of them. They hit that low, and then the markets move higher. Now, technical indicators are kind of, you can't just completely rely on them. There's something to look at because other people are looking at them. So when it's got kind of like, say, it's like looking at clouds. Whatever you want to see, you can see, right? Like that one looks like a bunny rabbit. Well, people can look at charts that are technical type folks and say, well, here's exactly what's going to happen based off of this. So it's not quite that easy. But the importance of the 3-day, so the RSI and the MACD kind of mark the bottom for us. And the 3-day up indicator that's what a lot of people look for when you sell out of a market, or you go to cash, or when do you say, the question like you asked yesterday or Friday was, is the bottom in? Well, a lot of people wait for a 3-day up pattern to mark the bottom. So if today stays green, that would give us that 3-day up pattern that would give the all clear to continue to invest. Or if it doesn't hold green today, that means we're not out of the woods yet, and we need to be cautious going forward.
Okay, now switching gears. Facebook, now known as Meta, enabled users to create their own avatar yesterday for platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. Do you think this will catch on?
Well, Facebook has undergone a recent shift, and I still call them Facebook when I should really be calling them Meta platforms, right? Because they switched their name officially, gosh, it seems like 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, but some time ago, as part of a rebranding away from the online scrapbook, if you will, / connecting people to each other, that sort of thing, to let's lead the charge into the metaverse, into the future, right? So really, they changed their name to that. And since they've made significant advances over the years in AR, VR, which is augmented reality and virtual reality, that it would be only natural for them to be a leader going forward. So what they did last night was they created basically where now you can have an avatar inside of your own, for your profile, if you will, inside Facebook. And I'm bringing mine up here so we can all kind of chuckle. But here's what I was able to create last night. So the Facebook has it for, or Meta has it for Facebook now, and Messenger, if you use Messenger as your messaging app, or if you use Instagram, and I haven't tried this yet, but in Instagram you can actually use your avatar now. So again, a lot of these are, I wish I looked that young, right? Because I don't. But you can make a cute little character version of yourself, and then see if it's useful. So I think that it's really interesting that they're trying to go forward with this kind of idea. So I'd like to ask Allison, though, since you are of a different generation, kind of what are your thoughts of the role of avatars in the future?
Well, I love avatars and I have a blast creating them, but for most platforms, they kind of just sit there, honestly. But we do use them for like some socials like Snapchat. There's like Snapchat maps, and the avatar is like in place of you on the map, so your friends and family can see you and vice versa. But like overall, they kind of just sit there. But I mean, they're cute, of course, but yeah, their main role is kind of just sitting there.
Yeah, well, I popped one up on the screen here of you at the, my little rock star at the rock concert there. So that's pretty cool. But you'll notice the transition as I show you, is, this one over to a group one that you created and shared with me here. Is you notice that you're exactly the same, just in a different school setting. But what can you tell us about these you made last night? How'd you make them, and some thoughts there.
Well, my friends and I created these last night for fun on a like non-social media app. So it's not really related to everything that came out, but it's kind of ironic because Facebook, well, now Meta, just came out with these. But we were just playing around and found this app and decided to like make these cartoons look exactly like us. So we we're having a blast with it. But yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, and I know who those characters are there. So shout out to you guys, even though of course we're intentionally not using their names. But no, that's good work, guys, and I think we got the height proportions right as well. So, Ali, we'll close with kind of what do you think the, um, you mentioned they just kind of sit there now. Any ideas of what they might be used for in the future?
Well, we kind of already got a sneak peek of the future with avatars with Apple's Memoji. Don't know exactly how to say it, but like the talking animals, and there's like a shark, a giraffe, and then like you can design your own avatar to like, but it like literally mimics your mouth and your motions, like, but it's just insane how like that came so quickly with like our technology now. So with our technology in the future, the potential for avatars is insane.
Yeah, I remember that now that you bring it up, right? That I think I want to say it was the iPhone X, iPhone 10 was the first time. Then that was one of the things I remember Tim Cook and Cupertino, they give the big presentation of what's coming for Apple. And you're right, it was the memojis or Animoji. I don't know. I think you're right. Meme, maybe it's meme for making meme emojis. I don't know. But you're right. Yeah. So it matched to your mouth so that you're actually sitting there talking. So that's kind of interesting. So if they could take the avatars that are coming out now, and make them to where if you record something, they actually look like they're talking. That would be pretty incredible. And then I think another use that I've heard in the future is maybe bringing in players that that have passed away. Like if you're talking boxing with someone, you might bring in Muhammad Ali, an avatar of him talking as him that it's been computer generated. So you're right. I think getting to this where we can actually take your avatar into the metaverse and communicate is pretty interesting. So thank you for your perspective there, Allison.
And thank you, Steve, for your commentary and analysis. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.